The biggest mistake I see people make right from the start is choosing an aspiration. So many people don't realize that aspirations come with a 4th special locked trait, and this depends on the category. So if you go for the animal aspiration category, you'll have a trait to raise relationships with animals faster. If you choose any of the athletic aspirations, your Sims will have a higher metabolism. If you choose any creative aspiration, you'll get a better boost to your skills when inspired. The most OP one is the Star Wars one, because this comes with a trait where you can fill up your needs slightly every time you travel. Because The Sims 4 has a lot of loading screens because it doesn't have an open world, this is actually really useful, but I know not everybody owns a Batu pack because it is pretty tragic. The knowledge aspiration category is always good because it actually means that you can build up all skills faster. The fortune category is also great because it means you have business savvy Sims who earn more money in their careers. I usually go for any of the random knowledge aspirations, and then when you go into live mode, click on your Sims aspiration and click on this star. You can then literally just select the aspiration that you actually wanted to give them, but they still retain that hidden trait from the first one that you learn. Another thing I don't see many new Sims 4 players utilize is the reward store. So when you click back on aspirations, click on reward store, and there's all these things. Now I see a lot of people, when they do use it, waste their reward points on small things like confidence potion, flirty potion, whatever. What you actually want to do is sort by traits and equip these instead because they're a lot more useful. For example, steel bladder means that your Sims rarely ever need to use a toilet. Antiseptic means their hygiene need decays slower. Fertile makes it easier to have twins or triplets. The most OP ones are never weary and never full, so your Sims never have to eat and they never have to sleep. We also have forever fresh, which is a bit cheaper, so they never need to shower. Now, one way to get these points is to use your whims in the bottom corner here. So freshen up in the mirror, and then once we do this, we get 25 points. But it's very long and tedious, and a much better way of getting the aspiration reward points is to actually constantly change your lifetime aspiration. The social ones and the popularity are usually quite easy. So I'm going to click on joke start, and it says we have to be funny to 5 Sims. And we also have to achieve a level 3 comedy skill. So we're watching the comedy channel whilst we wait for the welcome wagon to arrive to raise up that skill. Oh no, they have just arrived. So now that they've immediately arrived, we basically just choose different funny interactions for all 3 of them. And now we've been funny to 3 out of 5 Sims. All we have to do now is go over to some random townies in the street, do a funny introduction. That's another one down. This random lady here, we're paused so she stops moving. Another funny introduction. And there we go, we got 75 points. And you'll find that you'll complete a lot of these just naturally through playing. Another great one to do is go over to Fortune Fabulously Wealthy, and it will just auto complete once you've earned a lot of money through the game, which you earn naturally anyway. Another social one that comes with the get together pack, start or join a club. I could just create a random club and then I've earned the 75 points, and then I can just disband and delete the club. Boom, done. Most of these are honestly really easy to complete, and that's how you gain the reward points fast. Now, the next big mistake I see people make is not using the rabbit hole interactions. So when your Sims go off to work and disappear away, they can still do stuff. If you look at their icon, it says they're at work, and you can click on this friendship thing that says work normally, and you can change it to different options. So if you choose socialize with co-workers, that will fill your social need and also make friends for you, people who you actually work with. And then we've got work hard, which significantly reduces your fun need, but it increases your job performance very quickly. We've then got take it easy, which increases your fun need, but lowers work performance. And then a lot of jobs also have unique ones. This one says study space, which increases your logic skill, and that's because you're in the astronaut career. And you could do this for almost all kind of rabbit hole events, including school as well. So I've set my Sim to socialize with co-workers, even though it says we've been an introvert and done nothing social for 24 Sim hours. That's a little bit unrealistic. But it seems, oh, Liberty Lee, our neighbor. As you can see, our friendship with her is higher than everybody else. That's because we actually work with her, even though she's our neighbor. I didn't realize that. So it's always important to make use of those. The next huge mistake I see a lot of Simmers make is totally neglecting the handiness skill. You know, when your Sim set the kitchen on fire, or the toilet blocks, or the shower blocks, or the sink blocks, or the TV breaks down, or whatever, you can do a lot of cool upgrades with almost any electronic device. Oh, my Sim's glitching around. Lovely. Top guys, top, it wasn't supposed to be a part of the video, but top tip, go over to gameplay options, turn autonomy off so they stop doing random crap all the time. So I've cheated my Sims handiness to level 10 just to show you. When you click on basically any electronic device, there's an option to upgrade. Now we can't do any because we need upgrade parts. So you actually click on your computer, order, purchase upgrade parts, and just get a load whatever you can afford. You can also get these when objects break in your Sims household. You can actually salvage them, but it's much easier to buy them. So if I use a fuel cell, it will no longer require power. That in other words means a lower electricity bill. A better video card means that your video games will look better. Has the computer graphics improved? Has the image quality improved? What did that actually do? We can use an ECC RAM to reduce the chance of it breaking, an IP spoofer to make hacking easier. Even for the television itself, you can use super reception, and this will basically unlock brand new TV channels. Brainchild learning, or children can enhance their mental skills. Civic public access, fireplace channel, scare max. There are so many more, and you probably would not have noticed. Also, a very OP one is upgrading the oven to self-cleaning. You can even upgrade non-electronics like a shower, and there's literally so much you can do. The next mistake I see a lot of people make is not utilizing likes, specifically in relation to the fun need, which can actually be quite hard to raise. Click on your wardrobe and click on change sim. Now head over to activity, and I would honestly like every single activity. You might not have the same ones as me because some of them are pack specific. This basically means your sim will raise their fun need when they're doing any of these things. Because I've made my sim actually like handiness, you can see her fun need has gone up because she's been doing something that she likes. It just makes it a lot easier. The next mistake I see people make all the time is not using the gallery for build items. So if you're getting into building, you may have heard something called debug. This is where you type bb.show hidden objects into your cheat menu. Also bb.show live edit objects. And then when you type debug in the build search, it comes with things which are normally hidden away. For example, like these pine trees over here, or even these cars that you can use for decoration purposes. You could even place a tombstone if you wanted, or even a bloody pylon. The world is your oyster. You can even place the cursed baby here. This is my favorite debug object. But there are mostly useful things, for example, like a watering can that you can use for decorations, but it's very overwhelming to find all of them. As you can see, the menu is like literally huge. So on the gallery, sort by rooms. I typed on here kitchen debug. I'm going to sort by most popular, and people have basically uploaded a room with all of the kitchen debug stuff. So I'm just going to place this down, and you can see all of the kitchen debug items sorted out together without having to scroll through all of the crap down here. So I can now decorate with different kinds of coffee sacks, oil bottles, water bottles, cans, other sacks, food plates. It's very, very easy and good. Another thing that you can search for is paintings. Just search paintings. I like the look of these plant paintings. These are basically people have made their Sims paint something with an easel in the game, and then you can just pick up these paintings and plop them on your wall. And then if you go into live mode, you can frame it, so it's got a nice frame around it. You can also search for very specific things. So if I want a sign, or more specifically, let's say a road sign, this is done basically. People use a canvas to paint from reference, where they use CC custom content to import an image in the game, but then they get their sim to use the easel and paint from reference. So it's not actually a mod, but you can use these signs in your game as if they are a mod. It is very clever, but it doesn't actually show up as a mod because technically it's not. It's very cool. The next build thing is not using the move objects on cheat. So you hit Control-Shift-C and type bb.moveObjects and hit enter. This means so you can place anything anywhere. If I'm doing my garden and I want to place a bush over this grass, the game says nope, can't do it. But if I put the move objects on cheat on, I can place it there. It literally, like, if you're a builder, guys, you need this cheat. Also, just smaller things. For example, like I might want to place this little bag just right next to the bed here, but without the move objects on cheat, you can't do that. So it just ups your builds. And the next bigger mistake I see almost all new players make is not using the Sims 3 camera. So you'll know in the Sims 4, when you're playing, when you scroll your mouse wheel in, it kind of like zooms in and curves in on an angle, which is nice for gameplay, I guess. But you don't have much customization. It's not very good if you're a builder. So go over to this camera icon at the top here and click on Sims 3 camera. Now, if you hold your middle mouse wheel, you can literally move it in any direction, which you can't do in the Sims 4 camera. It basically just gives you so much more flexibility, especially if you're a builder, but I think it's quite useful for gameplay too. If you found this video useful, you might also find the next video recommended useful. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.